Hello and welcome back to my Minecraft Mostly Vanilla series. Now, you may be curious as to why I find myself in the Nether. And it's because I done a little thing. Don't mind my hunger bar there. There was a little debacle before I started the video. As you can tell, that's the remains of my little debacle. Pick that up. So, since the last episode, I have actually done quite a bit. Now, you may be a bit confused as to why I did so much off camera, and, well, I wish that I could say that I did, but, I didn't, because I very much have recorded most of this, but it turned out that my microphone wasn't connected to my recording software, and so even though I was recording for 3 hours or so last night, right, and during that time I had like a 17 to 18 minute long video, none of it had audio. So since I can't do any editing, which includes voiceovers, I had to scrap the whole previous recording. Anyway, this is the start of my Nether hub, of course. Don't mind the cross, it's to ward off scary ghosts like the ghasts. But as you can see, the floor is made out of planks, and the walls are a conglomeration of blocks such as this wood, the nether bricks, the logs, and red nether warts, because I decided to make the unusual decision to make that the frame of the house. Please go away. I already died once already, and I wasn't even recording at that time. Isn't the Nether just a fun place for all of your projects and whatnot? Anyway, in the previous recording, I also did a bit of exploring because I was looking for more blocks, specifically blackstone. Turns out I am nowhere near a biome that would allow me to collect any of that, and so that's why I went with the block choices I did here, because there was literally no other choice. So anyway, I need to finish my nether hub. In the previous recording, I clarified that this floor is in fact slabs, because as far as I'm aware, hoglins, giant hogs, can't spawn on slabs no matter if they're bottom or top, and so solution there. And well, let's just create the second floor already. Remember, I want to build nether hub into that mountain, and so I need to do that. To do that though, I need stairs. Oh, I'm running out of planks again. I really hate how I can only have this auto smelter run on half efficiency because I don't have any more iron. But, oh well. I guess I don't need any of this. What I need right now are stairs. By the way, in the previous recording, I also died like 3 other times. I don't know if I'm just on an unlucky streak or if my poor skills in Minecraft are just showing, but regardless, I died plenty and I'm not happy about it. And people can like call me a noob and whatnot. The problem is that I'm not a noob. I've been playing Minecraft for a really long time, all the way back when dark oak trees were a sensation, when it was very exciting to have a new wood type. That's how far I've been playing Minecraft for. Oh boy. Piglins, pigmen, they're everywhere. Oh, I don't like that. So, stairs. How's this gonna work? Because that piglin is gonna shoot me. Well, try to shoot me. Forget it. I'll just go for it. Time to build the stairs. Stairs are complete. Now, similar to this floor, the second floor is going to have to be slabs to prevent freaking hoglins from spawning on them. I'm not entirely sure if this also works against pigmen. Like, are pigmen also barred from spawning on slabs of any sort, regardless of their Y level? I certainly hope so. Without golden armor, these guys are the bane of my existence, because every time I come into the Nether, boom, there's one right next to my portal, and then I end up getting shot. I have to fill this entire thing up here with slabs. I could only imagine that there's going to be a ton of mistakes, misplacements and whatnot, so I am going to spare y'all that torture. Would you look at that? A family of hoglins just popped out of thin air on that neighboring island. Oh, and I finished the floor. Which means it's time to continue working on the frame. Which is... When did I get a second crossbow? Did one of those piglins I killed earlier before the video started drop one? I don't remember. I guess? Well, I got basalt. That's not exactly helpful. I got more nether bricks. By the way, if you're wondering what this is, it's cobblestone. That's a textured block I added in this video, and it's the only texture I added because, you know, it's a block. My point is that is cobblestone. Anywho, now that that is all cleared up, yeah, I have a ton of netherrack in here. And I can just, you know, stuff another stack into it. More nether bricks for me. But it's time for the second floor's frame. So, I'm going to get on to that. With the frame complete, the next step is to get on with the walls, which start out, by the looks of it, as planks. And so, I made sure to grab some logs, and now it's time to get back to building. And so, I'm going to do this. Oop. Nah, pick you up. Gonna do this. These planks need to go on both the bottom and top rows. Yep, that is a similar design as to the bottom floor, and then the window frames are framed with crimson logs, or stems as they're apparently called. You know, I'll never call them stems, I'm just gonna be real with y'all. I've never called them stems, and they look like wood, so I treat them like wood, and so that entails me calling them logs instead of stems. Because clearly that is not an overgrown base plant like a fern or aloe vera. Does aloe vera have stems? I don't think so. Fine then, a dandelion. It's not like a dandelion. That is most definitely a tree, and so in my eyes, no matter if they're made out of fibrous material or wood, they're logs. That's just how it is, and that's how it's always going to be. So, time to add in all the frames. Now, I think down here, yep, we need a 3-block wide window, which means something like this. All these empty blocks between the windows are also going to have to be nether bricks. Okay. There we go. Now I need to do this on these other two walls as well. All of the empty space between the windows now gets to be nether bricks. Now, I've been thinking about what to actually make the windows, and since I'm going with an all nether theme for this build, it would have to be a nether block. But the only transparent or lucent or whatever block with air holes in it that I could think of would be fences. specifically nether brick fences, because the wood fences, well, let's just say that there would be too much of the same texture in this build if I make the windows wood fences. With that being said, the fences are going to have to be nether bricks, which I actually don't know how to make a nether brick fence. Is it the usual recipe, but with nether brick? Well, let's test it. No. Are nether brick fences even still a thing, actually? Oh, it takes normal nether bricks and then the nether brick blocks. Okay. That's easy enough. Just turn most of this into more nether bricks, and then let's go up to 5. This is more than I was expecting. So that's 30 fences with less material than it would take for like wood fences. That's surprising. I mean, I never actually made this kind of fence in Minecraft Survival before. So, has the recipe always been like that? Did you always get 6? Because I'm used to the usual 3 you get with the wood recipes. Well, even if I did get 30 fences, very clearly that wasn't enough. However, at least I got the fences in on the first floor, because now piglins can't just walk right on through. Well, yeah. Did I put in all the walls up here? Yes, I did, which means I could use the rest of these nether brick blocks to make the fences that I need. All the way down here next to my crafting table. And how much can I make exactly? The answer to that is 36. That is more than enough, actually. Considering I only think it took around 30 to do the first floor and one of the windows on the second floor, so I don't have leftovers. Well, that is if my math is right, and if I'm remembering the initial amount that I made correctly. Yep. Break you. Look at that. Now both my floors actually have windows. Oh. Did I not place you there? I thought I did. You know, for a second there, I thought I saw a name tag, but I think it might have just been a visual glitch, or maybe my eyes just playing tricks on me. So anyway, up here, the ceiling is also, can you guess it? Can you guess it? The ceiling is also going to have to be slabs, so I don't get any nasty surprises of giant hoglins dropping onto my face like a heavy Voss. I don't need to get my neck broken. I was thinking, or debating myself really, about removing this warty growth right here. It actually belonged to one of the trees I cut down, but you know, I think I might keep it. It had some character to the build. And, you know, from my experience with building, the perfect build has 0 perfection. Right? In other words, there's no need for symmetry. There's no need for perfect symmetry because your eyes don't like it. Not really. Your brain might like it, but your eyes like asymmetrical things. And guess what? Most houses in this world are just that, asymmetrical. Even the ones you think look appealing, most likely asymmetrical. And so, asymmetrical building it is. And the ceiling is put in place. Yes, I placed a crafting table there because I ran out of slabs again. So, can you imagine what my light is going to be in this building? Because I can straight up tell you it's going to be shroom lights. I think that's what they're called anyway. Yep, these are shroom lights. Or, you know, I might actually do a mix of shroom lights and glowstone? I mean, that's pretty much the only other light proficient block in the Nether, so yeah, that's most likely the one I'd choose. So, shroom lights. I'm gonna place one here, here, and pretty much the other two corners as well. Or at least that's what I would have done if this fourth corner over here wasn't covered by my stairs. And so, I'll just go ahead and put in the light now. Ooh, look at it brighten. These shroom lights are actually pretty bright. I wasn't expecting this. And so now, I need another light in the middle of the building, which is right here, I imagine. So just look straight up and place this here. To make sure this is actually the middle, I could also count from the wall. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on this side, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, I was right. That is the middle block of the entire structure. I guess I'm just really good at eyeballing that. And there's also light up here. Now, I'm also going to do the same thing I did downstairs in this ceiling, in case I want to make a third floor. Because I build in modules. I add to a building whenever I feel like it. And so I am going to just prepare myself for that by pre-adding or pre-loading the light. And I could actually place one in this corner. Oop, not there. And then this middle block. Right? I think so. Hopefully that's right. Now, if I'm correct about my knowledge about the mob AI, I think the light level actually does affect the spawn chances of a zombie pigman. I think if you lighten a place up, they won't spawn. I am just going to build a wall right here real quick because piglins keep coming from over here and attacking me, and I'm not too keen on that, so I need to protect myself. Good thing I have a lot of nether warts to do so. By the way, why are these called nether wart blocks? Because you can't turn them into actual nether warts, like you could say a gold or diamond block. So I think their name should get changed to something like flesh blocks. Because for those of you who have been playing Minecraft for a really long time, you would know that the Nether was originally referred to as hell in your F3 screen. Of course, it's not referred to that anymore, but it's close enough. So what they can do is some hellscaping or renaming some blocks. Sorry for the lag. Now I need to head back up because I've ran out of mutton, and that was my food source. My temporary food source, mind you. And so I need to make more. Like now. Oh yeah, I forgot I had steaks. Hold on, I actually have been making preparations to make an enchanting table, so I should work on that. Tend to my farms, my cows. Who knows, maybe do some trading with the villagers if their prices have went down. Break you, and you. 22 wheat. I'm going straight to bed, and then I'm going to breed the cows in the morning. After breeding these guys a few times, I may actually be able to cull the herd, which would give me a great source of leather and meat. I am seriously running low on food, and I have not yet resorted to the depravity of stealing the food from my horse. So, what can I get from you? 20 wheat for an emerald. That trade low-key sucks. Have your prices gone down? I don't think I've traded with you yet. 4 emeralds for boots, 15 coal for an emerald. Yeah, your prices have definitely gone down. What about yours? You as well. Well, that's great. I don't actually need a bow anymore. I could use the arrows though. But the most important trade that he has available would be the sticks for emeralds. Because if you've been watching these videos, you know one thing that I have a metric ton of is sticks. Well, not sticks, but you know, wood. But it actually seems like I'm running low on even that now. It is tempting to take one of these oak doors to put it on my nether hub, but as I said, nether block theme only, so no touchy. Those doors need to stay in there. Right, I got the sticks. Yeah, I don't have any more inventory space to actually make more of them, so put you all in there. Alright, I should go check on my sugarcane. I'm sure some of that has grown by now. Well, a lot of it is grown, very obviously, but not all of it. Most of it is at least 2 canes high now, but the ones over there on that shore, or beach, or whatever you want to call, are still at 1 cane block high, and so I'm gonna wait before I can make a full harvest. I need to head back into the nether. I'm sure my food is smelted at this given time. Hopefully, otherwise I'm gonna be severely disappointed. Is my pork ready? Yes, it is. Okay, time to head back into the nether. What fun. Alright, we're gonna work on the expansion into the mountain now. Yay. So, I'm gonna put the door right here, because as I said, we hate symmetry. Ow! Ow! Ooh. Where did y'all come from? Y'all are just chopping at my toes trying to get a bite of me. I ain't into that. So I'm just gonna leave y'all down there to your own vices and expand to this mountain while hoping I don't get ambushed by another feral hog. By the way, if you ever see a hog in real life, I suggest you avoid it. I mean, I don't think that'd be too difficult. Just if you see a humongous pig. I mean, pigs can already get huge in themselves, but hogs? Ooh. You see one of those, do your best to stay away from them, because they're seriously aggressive and territorial. And I would imagine that they are the size of a hoglin. Like, if you compare a hoglin going past your waist to like the middle of your stomach as a Minecrafter, as a Minecraft player, and then realize that Minecraft players are meant to be 2 meters tall, or for my fellow Americans, 6 feet tall on average. Those things are freaking huge. I seriously wish I never get the misluck of happening upon them ever, because I feel like that'd be the end of my own life. as I stated previously, those things are aggressive. Stay away. Keep away. If you ever wander into the woods where hogs are native, try making as much noise as you can to scare them away. That usually works for most animals, as far as I know, unless they have like rabies or something. And I connected my nether hub to the side of the mountain. I did have a bit of trouble with the crossbow bearing natives, but I managed to defend myself just fine. But I did run out of the slabs. I need plenty of slabs for building. Like, seriously? Why do I use so many slabs in my builds? Oh boy. Make you... Oh, yeah, I think that might be enough slabs to finish connecting the building to the mountain. Okay. Only one more row, and then there'd be a ceiling for this room as well. Now I shouldn't get any sudden drops from pigmen from up there. From up on high. They like spawning up there and dropping on me. I mean, they drop on me a lot, but they can never get the drop on me, if you know what I'm saying. Okay, connect these bottom sideboard beam wall things for the design of the house. Did I just call it a house? This ain't looking like no house. Okay. This is all mineable with a pickaxe, thankfully, because right now this is just a giant nest for hoglins and pigmen to spawn on, and I don't like that. So I'm going to clear this out and replace these netherrack with the slabs I just finished crafting. I want to avoid all hostile spawns, or at least as much as I can anyway. So it is now time to place in my floor. Now, since we're carving real deep into this mountain, so far anyway, I don't necessarily need windows anymore, or consistent windows. So what I can do here is, put a 2-block tall window right here, and then do the same over here. I mean, of course, I gotta put in the frame. And then this is all just gonna be solid wall, similar to this. I know I can place a better window here, but while I do like imperfection to make a build perfect, you should not be spawning in here. Get it. Ooh. Wow, this thing has good durability and it's enchanted. You would have thought. But how did you even come up here? You shouldn't be able to spawn. Oh, whatever. I could just figure it out another time. So, I want these, because they're different from those windows, to be stripped. Similar to what I did downstairs for the door and the windows on the door wall. See, like that? Strip these because they're special windows. And then I fill these in with nether bricks. Do and do. Now, of course, I ain't got the nether bricks for that currently. I do have fences though, so I could place these windows here. I'm gonna go check to see how many netherrack I have smelted. Oh, you know what? I think that's one of the reasons why I went to the overworld earlier. It was to get more wood to function as a fuel for... Yeah, I ran out of fuel down here. Yeah, down here is correct, I think. Considering I am in hell, but Okay, I need to drop off these nether blocks. Not the netherrack. The netherrack can go in this chest with all the rest of it. And then I could drop off all the nether blocks. And I just accidentally put some netherrack in there. Yeah, I'm not that inattentive. So I do have plenty of wood in my chest down there, although up here, but it's mostly wood blocks rather than actual planks or logs, because apparently I used most of that already. So I will need to cut down trees. Of course, that all can wait until the morning. Wow, my... Oh, never mind. So I got a stack of logs here, but that is actually running short on them. Alright, this should be enough wood to actually fuel my auto smelter. I did cut down the trees, of course. I didn't touch the stack that I already had in the chest. And so you can imagine how many trees I cut down to get nearly 2 stacks of oak logs. Considering oak trees are pretty notorious for having, well, just a small amount of logs you could get from a tree, okay? It's not exactly the best tree you want to plant if you're planting something like 1 block, which, of course, I already knew when I first stepped into making my 1 block series. If you haven't seen that, why don't you go watch it? I mean, I don't think they're super high quality, but they're not absolutely horrible. That should amount to something. Of course, I did die prematurely in that series, and it was hardcore. But you know, it's fine, it's fine. I know a lot of people like to say Minecraft is an easy game, and in a lot of aspects I'd agree with them. It's definitely one of the easiest games I've played. But for some reason, it is still a bit difficult for me. Minecraft. Specifically because of the mobs. I get ambushed a lot in these games. Well, in Minecraft. Of course, there's also just my general clumsiness that gets me killed a lot in Minecraft, but you know. Nobody really cares too much about that. I think this might be the middle block. If I'm seeing this right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, that is the middle block. Good for me. All of this needs to be nether brick, which is something I ain't got yet. Real quick, let's turn this back wall into matching the rest of the aesthetic of the room instead of it just being, you know, a general wall of netherrack, because that is unsightly. Netherrack is an ugly block. I mean, don't get me wrong, I prefer this texture over the old texture. I mean, the old texture pre 1.16 was not the greatest. I know a lot of people prefer it to the new texture, but I sure as heck don't. Way too bright red, and way too much of a noise texture, if you know what that is. Noise textures really hurt my eyes and even give me a headache at times. So I'm gonna need all of this if I'm going to continue building that wall. Yep, okay. So I need to head back on up and finish it off. And I'm finally back from my long absence, although I imagine this is just like in the next second of a video you're watching, but like I've been sitting here for 2 hours just waiting to get enough nether bricks to actually make these blocks to finish the wall. But here we are. This room is now complete. And as this video is getting long, it is time to end things here. Why is there a baby hoglin on my porch? No, I can't place it. Yes, of course, you can only place it on these weird blocks. You should not be charging at me. I just placed down warped fungus. I hate these things so much. They run at you, and then once you whack them out, they run away, and then they come running back at you. Hit and run tactics, I suppose. But as I said, I'm going to end things here. I hope everybody enjoyed this. Just me yapping and building, or whatever else I did in this video, because frankly, I can't remember. But anyway, have a good day, everybody. Make sure to check in on my next video.